Okay, so again, happy Sunday. Welcome to Temple of Mystical Truth. This is a lovely Sunday. I am saying welcome to you from Georgia in the US of A. And I'm so thankful that the sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and it's just a reminder of all the new opportunities that truly exist whenever you decide it's time to start again. And collectively we all have decided for the most part that Sunday is the new start of the week, the new beginning of the cycle. So today's service is all about safety amidst chaos. So let's go ahead and get started. So first, let's talk about what chaos is. And this is something that I just was able to channel as I was doing the presentation and getting everything together for the service. So what came to me was that chaos is, simply put, a surplus of energy really in need of a purpose. And this specific service came to me from me desiring to find a purpose for the chaotic energy that's all around me. Things were happening really fast and on really grand levels. And really just trying to figure out what I was supposed to do with all of this. What am I supposed to gain from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? How is this going to help me in my next stage of evolution? So, there are two kinds of safety that you need to keep in mind when you are experiencing chaos. The first is internal safety. This is going to be the safety that you provide for yourself within yourself. The safety of uplifting thoughts, the safety of taking in enough oxygen when you need to calm yourself down, the safety of having not walls up, but setting your boundaries, setting an area of protection around you that cannot be penetrated. And then secondly, we have external safety. So external safety is going to be those outer influences, whether it be, your partner or your family or whoever is in your life on a regular basis. Those are going to be the external, and even the energy of the collective conscious. And I'm going to go ahead and break everything down more as well. So, in order to have that safety, in order to even get there, you have to have a certain level of awareness. And that's going to be the first step, by really just allowing yourself to pay attention to your thoughts, the situations that happen, the people in your life that make you feel unsafe or upset or off track or unaligned in any way. Really just taking a mental note and really allowing yourself to know that you can make whatever shift you need to in order to feel more comfortable. Because if you're uncomfortable, then everything that you try to do, the people you try to interact with, the changes you try to make are going to be uncomfortable as well. It's going to be a place that isn't truly fulfilling because there are some pieces that are misaligned. A lot of the time, it can even just start with our thinking process. Um, in society, for the most part, there's been a lot of acceptance of self-deprecation. Oh, I'm an idiot for doing this, or oh, I'm stupid for doing that. And, even those things, those thoughts that translate out, or things that have been told to you previously in your life that are coming out because they've rooted so deeply in your subconscious that here they are just manifesting regularly. And a lot of the time we don't necessarily think there's any kind of, oh, that's not a big deal, or, I was just kidding. But the universe doesn't understand jokes. The universe has a great sense of humor. But if we tell the universe something, the universe is going to respond with that same like-minded frequency. So rather than, oh, I'm an idiot for, forgetting this, or, putting it in a way that, oh, wow, okay, I forgot it this time, but next time I can definitely work on remembering it. Or really just finding a way to boost your self-esteem rather than, slashing it to shreds. Because you may not realize it, but even in the vibrations of you calling yourself an idiot, you're really detaching from the source of oneness. You're detaching from the spirit of all. And, any detachment is always going to make you feel unsafe. It's going to make you feel lonely. You're going to feel like you're trying to take on the world by yourself. So, really, just paying attention to the small things and just making a mental note and developing that awareness to know what is making you feel unsafe, what is making you feel upset, what's causing you to not really be aligned with yourself. And then secondly, assessing your day. Notice any ups, downs, notice where any triggers are in your ups and downs. If you're someone who has to start the day with breakfast, and if you don't get breakfast within a certain amount of time, you can get a little grumpy. Just noticing things like that, the triggers and the ups and downs, and really the emotional waves that you're riding throughout the day. And in assessing them, really just being aware of, oh, if I shift my day and start it a little different, I can have a whole different outcome. I can have a whole different chain of reactions occur from what I'm setting into motion. And, third, find a morning ritual that makes you feel prepared to start the day protected. If you're someone who's energetically sensitive, then it's going to be your responsibility to make sure you are armored up before you leave your bed, before you talk to whoever you need to talk to, before you even greet your furry family members, before you do anything, before you brush your teeth, before you do anything, really just having a ritual that makes you feel protected, that makes you feel safe. Me personally, I like to form this energetic force field around my body. And as long as I remember to do that, I feel protected and I'm able to say what can come through and what can't. If I forget to do that, or if I just try to start my day and just go on and, get to it, then there are points where I feel unprotected, where I'm like, oh, wow, if I would have just had my security blanket, let's call it up, I wouldn't have been so upset when this person cut me off, or I wouldn't have been so upset that, this happened, or maybe I would have been more calm experiencing this. So really just knowing that how you start your day is going to set the tone. If you start your day saying, I'm going to be protected, I'm going to be aligned, I'm going to be, true to who I am, that sets the tone for the rest of the day. That allows you to have access to all the truth of who you are throughout the day, whenever you need it. You just have to be open. And then number 4, showing yourself gentle care and support in any time of evolutionary transition. So in any time that you are doing something that you have not necessarily done this way before, if you are learning something new, if you are trying to break a habit, if you are trying to change your mindset about things, be gentle, be sweet, be nurturing as you would a newborn baby, because there's no need to judge. Because if you judge how you do, you can find something, that's not necessarily going to make you feel better. But if you're just aware of who you are on the day to day and say, you know what, I'm not completely satisfied that I showed up on the level that I wanted to for myself. So tomorrow, or in these next moments now, not even putting it till tomorrow, in these next moments, I'm going to do better. When that situation happens again, I'm going to do better. Not better on a societal scale of good and bad, but better as in you showing up as you showing up as the divine being of creative intelligence that you truly are, and holding a high standard for your life, holding a high standard for how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, the light that you show to others, and really just being that example. So with that first step, I'm going to go ahead and lead us into an awareness prayer. We give thanks that even through the simple things, we are made more aware of what our purpose is, of what our truth is, of who we actually are. We give thanks that we are always protected. All we have to do is accept that protection, the ultimate protection that keeps us safe from anything that would deter us. And we also give thanks that we are always safe. All of our needs, all of our wants are always provided, as long as we allow it to be so. We give thanks that in the oneness that we truly exist in, there is no lack, there is no less than, there is no limit, and we accept the limitlessness. We accept the openness to live the lives of our dreams. We allow it to be so, and so it is. I don't know about you, but that was amazing. Okay, so steps to use the chaos in your favor. So rather than having the chaos, really just knock you off, allowing the chaos to really just be unutilized energy that's around. So let's say there is an argument or something like that. That's a lot of chaos energy just being thrown around. All you have to do is reclaim the energy that you desire to have. Anything else, send back to source. And in that claiming, you're able to repurpose the energy. So that means, rather than being even more heated in an argument, finding ways to calm yourself down, finding ways to soothe your spirit, to soothe your mind, to understand what your spirit is trying to say, to understand what your subconscious is trying to, really speak out and really let you know, as far as what's going on there. So there are many ways, many different tools, many different steps. But what I recommend first is taking a deep breath. In any situation where the chaos is just overwhelming, whether it be you sitting in traffic and people are just going across, zooming, whatever, any kind of manifestation of chaos or chaotic energy, taking a deep breath. And once you feel calm enough in your breathing, finding an actual reason in all of this energy. What's the actual reason? Because sometimes arguments may seem like, oh, this person's mad at this person, or, oh, this is this. But it's actually something else. There's actually something that you're supposed to gain from it. And it may not be anything that's huge and grandiose. It may be a subtle whispering. So really just finding a reason from your higher self and all the excess energy that, hasn't been purposed yet. Next, finding hope in new opportunities. Whenever there is an abundance of energy, it means there's an abundance of opportunities. The energy just has to be instructed and guided on what to become, on what to do. So knowing that if there's a lot going on in your life right now and it just seems overwhelming at times and you're not exactly sure what to do, where to go, what step to take, knowing that this is the energy of opportunities. This is the energy of you being able to accomplish that goal that you've had set. You being able to move to the new state that you want to move into, or move to a new home you want to move into, or get a new vehicle that you've really wanted for a while. All of it is opportunity energy. So rather than, having it overcome and overwhelm, taking it, allowing it to come back to the source that is within you and allowing it to be fuel for your fire, fuel for your purpose to be happy, have fun, experience all the best that life has to truly offer you. Next, finding time, making time to decompress and release any energy that is not truly yours. A lot of time, we're not necessarily aware that the energetic burdens that we've taken on, the energetic weights that we're holding on our shoulders are actually not ours. I know for me, I realized in a lot of inner work. I personally believe that inner work is the most important work, if not all the work. So, in this inner work, I found that there were certain parts that I thought were me that were actually from my parents and their specific desires and their specific energy that they were projecting onto me. And once I was able to do that, I was able to release those expectations. I was able to release and separate myself from what was not truly my energy. And in that, I was able to send that energy back to source. And yes, because there has been, years and years of the subconscious absorbing information and frequencies and vibrations, there are times where, again, it has to be sent back to source. But anytime you realize that a certain energy is not truly yours, the energy does not fit with what you're about, send it back, release it. Decompress and come back to your own energetic frequency. Come back to your own safety and security within your being. And next, have faith in divine reason. By divine reason, I mean, in my experience, everything that happens, no matter where it falls on the scale, is for a reason. It may not be a reason that we understand in that moment or even in that decade, but it is a reason. Not only a reason, it is the reason. It's divine reasoning. It is reasoning that cannot be explained, but it is for the best, whether that's understood by the human mind or not. Divine reason. I'm just going to go ahead and share. So when I was 16, I had a stroke. I had to relearn how to use my body. I had to go through physical therapy. I had to relearn how to count and how to make sense of what was going on in my mind. And you might think, wow, at 16, that's something that, elderly people go through. But yes, at 16, I was the co-captain of my basketball team. I was running 2 miles a day. And I, in my own way, thought I was living the life. I was in high school, I was a junior, and, things were just going and I was just ready. And all of a sudden, this chaos just came and smacked me across my whole being. And now here I am, unable to walk, unable to take myself to the bathroom, unable to hold things, unable to feel in my body. And here I am, wondering. I was always taught as a child that, everything happens for a reason. There is a divine will that is setting and orchestrating things that are happening. And at 16, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't understand divine reason as I do now. I didn't really know why this was happening to me. What did I do to make this happen? And woe is me, and, finding that and finding a balance to where, almost 15 years later, here I am. And I now know why I had to have a stroke at 16. I now know that divine reason allowed that to happen in order for me to truly understand and be responsible for my path, my mission, my journey. And although it's not something that you can understand in the moment all the time, there's a bigger picture that we're not seeing. The bigger picture is, I've been able to speak to other people who had strokes in their youth as well and connect with them. I would have never been able to do that if I hadn't experienced it myself. Being able to be supportive to, people who go through things and don't know how they're going to make it through, because in those years of, trying to figure out all what was going on from 16 to about 21 or so, I also had what felt like a knife through my brain 24/7. They tried to give me all kinds of narcotics, medications for pain. Nothing would help. So not only was I unable to care for myself, but I also had this constant reminder, what felt like a knife through my brain 24/7. And through that, experiencing all those things at once, at some time, at times I didn't know how I was going to make it through. I didn't know that it was going to be worth it in the end. I didn't understand why, I go from this healthy teenager to someone who's incapacitated, for months. But divine reason. So no matter what trauma, no matter what loss, no matter what grief, no matter what happens, there's a reason that we are not understanding if we're not seeing what's going on. And that reason isn't always for us to understand in that moment. But the divine nature of our being understands why things are happening. Our mind just tries to take that away. So just knowing and having faith in divine reason that the chaos happens for a reason. The chaos comes for you to have more energy to feed off of, for you to have more passion to go off of. And next, channeling energy and meditation. We meditate weekly here. Anyone who has worked with me as well knows I love meditation. I love crafting meditations that are, for the moment, for the person. I love really just tapping in and channeling the energy of source, the energy of spirit, the energy of the universe, and taking it to its bare necessities, taking it to the simplest version of itself. And in that simplest version is the oneness, is the stillness, is the answer to any of life's questions. Okay? And, looking within to the source of all. Because I know for me, coming up, ask questions if you want to know the answer. Ask them outwardly if you want to know the answer. And then getting to a point where now I ask internally. I ask within. I ask the universe that is so beautifully held within my being, doesn't spill out, doesn't, do anything crazy like that, like literally just held in the core of the being. And it's the source that has created everything else that we see around us. So I hope these steps to use chaos and chaotic energy in your favor have been helpful. Let's keep going. So a good daily routine, start your day with appreciation. I cannot tell you how much good the frequency and vibration of appreciation, of gratitude, of thankfulness has done for my life. One of my theories is that, and something that I've been experiencing in my own life, is that the more you're thankful for what you already have, the more the universe gives you to be thankful for. It's like, oh, you're appreciative, you're thankful, you're, expressing gratitude. I have a whole bunch more stuff to be grateful for and be even happier, It's amazing. It's so amazing. It's so mind-blowing. And, taking time within your routine every day to align your mind, body, and spirit, the simplest way I find to bring all of these things together, again, is meditation. Because in meditation, you're calming your mind, focusing your mind, and your body is also relaxed. And your spirit is able to shape and shift and create the alignment that truly needs to exist for you to be as successful in everything that you do. Also, we were talking about protection rituals. Develop a protection ritual for you, something that makes you feel safe, something that you know is magical enough that no one can penetrate it unless you ask them to, unless you give them permission to. So, really, just developing something that makes you feel consistently safe, makes you feel consistently taken care of, and reminds you of the truth that the universe exists as. And then, locating any energetic vulnerabilities. If you know that when you hang out with this certain person, you get kind of down because they're kind of down, and then it kind of spirals from there. That's a vulnerability that needs to be, patched up a little bit. Maybe it means not spending as much time with them, or maybe it means you putting your energetic foot down and saying, well, actually, life's really not bad. Life is actually filled with opportunities and moments of ultimate bliss and happiness, and finding ways to integrate that and creating that shift within that person to where you're not vulnerable anymore. Setting boundaries. If you know energetically that you can be depleted, or you need to take rest, or you need to rejuvenate yourself energetically, mentally, physically, do that. Set those boundaries. If you are unable to push yourself past where you're comfortable, don't push yourself. Allow yourself to feel safe. Don't feel like anyone else is controlling your life, because your life is meant to be guided and directed by you. And then, access the needed support. Although depression and anxiety tells us that we're separate, it tells us that we are alone. We're never alone. As I was referencing earlier, the universe is encapsulated within the core of our being. The same stuff that makes the trees, the same stuff that creates everything is within. So truly accessing that support, the support of anything you could ever need, health, wealth, friendliness, community, whatever it is that you need, you have the support within yourself to bring it to manifest. So now we are going to do an awareness meditation to continue this growth, to continue, really just knowing and being open to being more aware. So we are going to start by breathing in and breathing out. With each inhale, breathe in awareness. With each exhale, release anything that is no longer needed. And we'll continue this cycle of breath for a few more breaths. Now, as you continue that breath, allowing yourself just to be opened up more and more to the source of all within you. Just allowing source to radiate energy from the core of your being out through the rest of your being. And just continuing that mindful breath. Continuing to breathe in awareness and exhale what is no longer needed or efficient. allowing yourself to be open to any messages from Source, any messages from Spirit. Allow yourself to be reprogrammed to your truest frequency, the frequency of limitlessness, the frequency of light, the frequency of abundance, the frequency of a leader in your world, in your reality. Feeling the oneness infused, feeling the oneness activated. And for this meditation, it will continue to work after we conclude. This is just a bit of an activation to remind your cells of their true form, their true purpose, to vibrate in appreciation for the universe and all that it provides. Knowing you are safe, knowing that the universe protects you, as long as you allow it. Knowing that safety first comes from within yourself. Keeping your mind free of any distractions, from any deceit. Feeling the oneness grow, feeling the truth expand within you. Feeling the purpose of the chaos experienced, expanded within you, revealed and revered. We will go ahead and take a few more breaths here. Two more breaths. And as you feel ready, settling back into your body, bringing your awareness back. And as you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes and know that the work is being continued on an unconscious level. All right. So now for a prayer of guidance, now that we're all relaxed and aware and, blissfully baptized in the energy. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the prayer. Again, we give thanks. We vibrate on the frequency of appreciation. We vibrate on the frequency of being willing to submit to the ultimate divine guidance and will of the universe. We give thanks that every step that we take is leading us in the direction that we are truly meant to go. We give thanks that we are completely taken care of. Any answer we know we have. Any idea we know will be provided. Any comfort we know will be given. We give thanks that our lives are guided by the one true giver and creator of life. And we give thanks that the creator still occupies existence within our beings. We know that we are special. We know that we are important to divine will. We know that we are meant to orchestrate and to continue the evolution by developing awareness of what matters, developing awareness of what is true, what is fact. We allow our lives to be divinely guided from here on. We allow our minds to be divinely inspired from here on. We allow our ego to sit back and learn from our divine one mind. For all of this and so much more, we give thanks and we allow our lives to be blissfully so. And so it is. All right, so now we have that activation prayer. Lots of energy work going on. So this week, just pay attention to any messages from the universe, from source, from spirit, and find yourself truly releasing any desire to control your life, submitting completely to the divine will of oneness energy. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. And I know your week will be filled with truth, abundance, fun, with everything that you can imagine and more. Sending you all the blessings, sending you all the love from Temple of Mystical Truth and from me, Reverend Z or Zenetta. Peace, 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 peace. And until we meet next week,